The breeder placed them both in my hands. Two tiny Maine Coon kittens, 8 weeks old, weighing barely 2 pounds each. Atlas, the silver gray one with piercing green eyes. Phoenix, the orange cream fluff with matching green eyes that seem to glow. They fit perfectly together in my palms, curled up like matching bookends. I had no idea that within 1 year, these pocket-sized babies would transform into something I never saw coming. And what happened at month 6? That's when things got absolutely insane. I remember driving home that first day, both kittens tucked into a small carrier. They had plenty of room. Atlas was grooming Phoenix's face, his tiny pink tongue working carefully around his brother's ears. Phoenix was purring, that high-pitched kitten purr that sounds almost like chirping. They were inseparable from day one, two miniature lions who had no clue what they were about to become. The first week was pure chaos, in the best way possible. Atlas and Phoenix explored every corner of my apartment. They'd chase each other under furniture, their tiny paws making almost no sound on the hardwood floors. I have a photo from week 2. Both kittens sitting in my bathroom sink together, barely taking up half the space, looking up at me with those enormous, innocent eyes. Now, here's something I want you to think about. When you look at a kitten, do you ever really imagine how big they'll get? Because I didn't. The breeder mentioned Maine Coons grow large, but those words meant nothing to me. Large? Sure, maybe 12 pounds, maybe 15 if they're really big. I was so wrong. By month 2, I started noticing something weird. Atlas's paws were getting huge, not just big for a kitten, massive, like cartoon character paws that didn't match his body at all. Phoenix's paws were growing too, but Atlas's were noticeably larger. The vet confirmed what I was starting to suspect. "These two are going to be giants," she said with a knowing smile, "especially the gray one." Month 3 brought the first real shock. I tried to put both kittens in their original carrier for a vet visit. They didn't fit. Atlas got wedged in the doorway, his shoulders too broad to squeeze through. Phoenix managed to get in, but there was no room for Atlas. I had to buy a medium-sized dog carrier for 3-month-old kittens. That's when reality started hitting me. But here's what I found absolutely fascinating. As they grew bigger, they didn't act any different. Atlas still tried to climb into my hoodie pocket, just like he did as a tiny kitten. Problem was, at 8 pounds and growing, only his head would fit. He'd shove his face in there, purring loudly, completely ignoring the fact that his entire body was hanging out. If you're enjoying this incredible transformation, hit that subscribe button right now, because what happens next gets even crazier. These two are about to blow your mind, and you won't want to miss a single moment of their journey. Month 4 was when everything changed. I woke up one morning, and Atlas looked different, bigger, substantially bigger. I put him on the scale, 14 pounds. In 1 month, he'd gained 6 pounds. Phoenix wasn't far behind at 11 pounds, but the size difference between them was becoming dramatic. Atlas was turning into this massive silver beast, while Phoenix remained more proportional. The bathroom sink situation became comedy gold. Phoenix could still fit in there comfortably. Atlas would step in with his front paws, then his back paws, trying to circle around like he used to, except now his body filled the entire sink. His tail hung over one edge, his head hung over the other, and he'd just sit there looking absolutely satisfied. Here's where I want to ask you something, and I'm genuinely curious. Do you think giant cats like Maine Coons don't realize their own size? Or do they know exactly how big they are and just don't care? Because watching Atlas try to squeeze into spaces meant for regular cats made me question everything. By month 6, the transformation was complete. Atlas hit 22 pounds. Phoenix reached 18 pounds. The difference between them was staggering. Atlas looked like a small wild cat. His silver gray fur had grown into this magnificent coat with dark stripes. His green eyes were intense, intelligent. His paws were the size of my fist. Phoenix, while still large, looked almost delicate next to his brother. But here's what shocked everyone who met them. Their personalities hadn't changed at all. Atlas, this 22-pound gentle giant, still wanted to be held like a baby. He'd jump into my arms, completely oblivious to the fact that catching a 22-pound projectile requires serious core strength. Phoenix still tried to fit into cardboard boxes clearly meant for shipping shoes. The shoulder-sitting habit became particularly challenging. As kittens, both of them loved perching on my shoulders. At month 6, imagine a cat the size of a small dog attempting to balance on your shoulder. Atlas would leap from the counter and just sit there, purring while my shoulder screamed in protest. Month 8 brought another growth spurt. Atlas reached 25 pounds, but the vet didn't see him at home trying to hide behind curtains during thunderstorms with his entire back half visible. She didn't see him attempting to squeeze under the couch where he used to nap as a kitten, getting stuck halfway, looking genuinely confused. Phoenix topped out at 18 pounds by month 10. Atlas, he kept going. By his first birthday, Atlas hit 28 pounds of pure Maine Coon magnificence. Phoenix stayed at 18 pounds, still impressive, but looking almost small next to his brother. Their bond never changed. Every single night, without fail, they'd curl up together on the couch. Atlas would lay down first, this massive silver circle of fluff. Phoenix would tuck himself against Atlas's belly, fitting perfectly under his chin. They'd sleep like that for hours, breathing in sync, just like they did in my hands that first day. Last week, I pulled out photos from day 1, those 2 tiny kittens in my palms. Then I looked at Atlas and Phoenix sprawled across my couch, taking up the entire thing. The transformation was absolutely unreal. Atlas, my 28-pound silver giant who thinks he's pocket-sized, and Phoenix, my 18-pound gentle soul who follows his brother everywhere. So here's my question for you. Is this a Maine Coon thing, or would all cats act the same if they suddenly grew to massive size? Because I genuinely want to know. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Living with these two has taught me something profound. Size changes, but personality doesn't. Atlas might be 28 pounds of pure muscle and fluff, but in his heart, he's still that 2-pound kitten who fit in my palm. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way.